Hi everybody, Chris Grimm with ADVMoto. Today we're going to be reviewing 3 top 2017 adventure helmets in the sub $200 category. The HJC DS-X1, AFX FX-41DS, and the Gmax GM-11 Adventure. Let's hit the price point first. The Gmax GM-11 Adventure comes in at $120 for the solid and $130 for the multicolor. The AFX FX-41DS starts at $136 and goes up to $175. Rounding out the three is the HJC DS-X1 at either $170 for the solid and $190 for the lander. All three represent outstanding value for dollar and feature lightweight polycarbonate outer construction weighing in at less than 4 pounds. Let's move on to fit. Both the HJC and the AFX have a neutral fit, accommodating both round and oval-shaped heads. The Gmax GM-11 Adventure seems to fit round heads the best, at least from our testing. For those of us who wear glasses, HJC hands down is the easiest to wear with glasses. It even states it in their specs. Number 2 would be the Gmax Adventure, and the last would be the AFX. Now take a breath. Look, none of these are horrible. It's just some helmets fit better with glasses than others. Moving on to features. Plain and simple. The HJC fits and sounds like you're closing the door on a fine automobile. It has a positive seal and closes with confidence. While the AFX closes nicely and is positive, there is a clear air gap between the shield and the seal, which will cause wind noise and possibly leak. The Gmax detents have the least positive feel of the three when you close it, but appears to seal better than the AFX with no visible gap between the shield and the seal. If ventilation is what you want, consider the AFX. 17 vents will provide plenty of air intake to keep you cool and exhaust the heat when riding in hotter climates. Even though there are plenty of vents on the AFX, we find they are the hardest to operate. Next up in the ventilation category is the Gmax with 13 vents. Although the Gmax vents open and close easily, they don't feel as robust as the HJC. The HJC has the least, 9 vents, starting at the front, moving to the peak, and at the rear. All the HJC vents open with ease. They have a positive feel. Now, more or less vents is not an indication of a bad helmet. All three have good style with integrated vents which will work to keep your head cool and the inner liners dry. Speaking of which, all of our sub $200 helmets have removable, washable, moisture-wicking interiors. Quick straps or D-rings, your preference. The Gmax and the HJC both have traditional D-ring straps. The AFX uses a quick ratchet strap, which some love and some hate. The choice is yours. Want to wear goggles for your dual sport ride? Here's what we found. Both the HJC and the Gmax have the largest eye ports, which are the easiest to use with goggles. Both seat and seal well against your face and have very little interference with the shields fully raised. The AFX provides the least amount of room for goggles. We simply could not get them to fit with the limited space. With the AFX, you may have to remove the shield if you want to use goggles. A little room for improvement? For $120, you get what you pay for with the Gmax GM-11 Adventure. At this price point, you get a fantastic value, but don't expect the finishing touches found on more expensive lids. While the AFX FX-41DS looks like an aggressively styled dual sport helmet with an integrated sun visor, a virtual cornucopia of ventilation and other features, it's got a few drawbacks. It's more street-oriented and likely to be noisy due to gaps in the visor and vent seals. Also, the exaggerated neck contour won't allow it to sit still on flat surfaces. It's hard to fault the HJC. It's the most expensive of the three at $190, with nice fit and finish, a very positive visor operation and seal. If you can spend closer to $200 and the shape is right, the HJC DS-X1 is your best bet. All right, let's wrap this up. All three of our sub $200 adventure helmets have modern dual sport styling and features at prices to suit any rider's budget. Despite their pros and cons, all three offer good to excellent value depending on what your needs are. Compared to 5 years ago, getting a quality helmet at this price point was unheard of, and we hope to see more high-quality, entry-level gear like this in the future. Subscribe to the ADVMoto YouTube channel and visit us at adventuremotorcycle.com for more news, reviews, and interviews. Thanks for joining us today, and be safe out there.